Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
No, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me. And I can't choose one.
Hey, folks. Here we are. We're back. We're here. We're queer. You dried up pretty good.
Yeah, I was a little sweaty. I'm a little under the weather again. The double sick.
Well, maybe it's the seasons changing and all that crap.
That's what Chuck said. I went to Utah. Your altitude.
Altitude.
Wow, that was a weird, like,
It was a spurter.
it was like a cartoon car spinning out.
Yeah, it couldn't start.
What's the car in Rogers? Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
The little funny angry car.
He's got like a Brooklyn accent.
Yeah.
Benny. His name is Benny.
He was a cabbie.
Wow,
I think it
what
was
a pull.
cabbie.
Yeah, Benny the Cab.
Yeah, Benny the Cab.
Yeah,
Somebody
he's
a virgin.
he loved the Dodgers. He was Brooklyn-y.
Yes.
The Dodgers. Oh, or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that's fun.
The baby was fun in that too. I think the baby was a comic or something because he was angry at a cigar.
Great film.
Great movie.
Killer.
Went to the theater as a kid, saw that, and I saw the high school, or not the high school, the bully from my school was at the theater as well. And I was like, oh, hey. And he goes, what are you doing? And I go, I'm seeing Roger Rabbit. And he goes, oh, I'm seeing Ernest Goes to Camp. And I remember being like, I finally won.
Nice.
I got one on him.
Yeah, that bumping into kids is so weird. When you bumped into a teacher or a kid, it was so weird. Seeing people out of context as a kid is just mind-blowing.
Kooky. It's like seeing a stripper at a restaurant. You're like, what's going on there? You're supposed to be, lap dancing.
One time I had a stripper come out. I me tell you this, it was a very exciting moment. I had a stripper walk out. Her name was Star, was her stripper name. And right when she walked out, she clocked me and was like, oh, hey. And she was like, I know you. And she was a little made up and strippery. So I was like, oh, hey. And she was like, remember? And I hooked up with her.
Whoa!
Yeah. She had gone the stripper route. I think I didn't call her back, and it sent her life into a nosedive.
Oh, no.
But it was very exciting because you're like, oh, shit.
Wait a minute. How'd you hook up?
I don't know, just like a bar hookup, a regular old comedy hookup.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
and I don't think we fucked either. It was like a make-out. Well, I sucked. I had no confidence then or now. Chuck's just taking photos of the light bulbs. I don't know what's going on.
No, the tape.
Oh, the camera's all
tape.
taped together. We give Chuck about $48,000 a month, and he brings us trash chargers and the. You're gonna post a photo. The camera's literally fucking duct taped onto the tripod.
Ghetto rigged. It looks like you're holding it hostage and you don't want it to talk. It's got tape all over it. It's like the tape guy from America's Got Talent.
It's embarrassing, and I think there's I want to say 30% chance that thing takes a nosedive straight into the ground at some point.
I
Could
know.
happen. That's not a cheap camera either.
No, but Chuck's got a nice haircut. Did you notice that?
I didn't notice over the masking tape.
$57.
What? Yeah.
I didn't check the price before I went in.
That's
you go to?
Staten Island, too.
Staten Eye.
They gave me a drink menu. They made me put on a robe. I was like, this is bad news.
Give me $40. I'll cut your hair.
Yeah, you can get a studio apartment in Staten Island for $48 or whatever amount.
And there's a barber college in Manhattan. They'll do it for 5 clams.
No kidding.
Yeah, and it looks just
explains
as
it.
good as that. Well, I haven't gone there in years, but maybe I should.
Wait, what the fuck were we talking about?
You did not fuck a stripper.
Oh, yeah. I think we had hooked up and made out, one of those things, but I had no confidence, Jerry. Speaking of Jerry, I got a beef with Jerry I want to talk about.
Ooh, bring it on, fatty.
But, yeah, maybe you could bring it up to him. But anyways, what was that? Oh, coffee. I thought that was Flint water. It was gross.
No, it's a wet market.
It came out yellow. But any jizz, I had so many incidents. I'm sure we've talked about this. I looked through old photos in the Boston comedy scene, and there's like a beautiful woman sitting across my lap like this, in my thing, and I'm talking, and I just never hooked up with her.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm because I thought well, she's just a platonic hang across my body thing.
Were you excited?
Of course, I'm excited now thinking about it. I got,
Technically, that's you got a freebie. Because she charges for that sitting on the lap usually, and you got it for the price of nothing.
Oh, this is a different girl. I'm just saying in general.
Oh, I thought it was another stripper.
But yeah, once, by the way, the stripper comes out. But maybe this is my fucked up no confidence thinking. You can't get a lap dance with a lady you know. That feels weird.
Huh?
Like once the stripper comes out who I knew and hooked up with, you can't be like, hey, one lap dance, please.
You could do it kind of cheeky. Hey, it's ironic. Hey, we fucked, but I'll give you one of these in public.
Yes.
You know
But
what I mean?
if you went to a titty bar and, Esty came out, you wouldn't be like, hit me with a lap dance.
Oh, is that what this gal looked like? Is that what you're getting at here? Was she an old Israeli woman?
No, hot lady. I'm
I
just saying
see.
in general, I'm just trying to pick a woman and the audience knows.
I see. Yeah, well, you could say for the first time in history, that stripper actually does like me. Because every Tom, Dick, and Anal in history goes, oh, no, I got a connection. There's a thing happening here. But with you, it was real.
Yeah, I've never felt that. I've never been at a strip club and thought, she's into me.
I've thought it. I'm an idiot.
But I think you got a charm. You're a very handsome fella.
Well, you know what
other than the ears.
the ears are connected. It's a problem. But you know what the new version of that is? I got friends who will look at chicks on TikTok, like some 11-year-old twerker with a camel toe and a yoga pant, and they'll like it. And I'm like, why are you liking it? And they're like, you never know. Maybe she'll see the like. And I'm like, oh, this is the new version of the stripper likes me.
Wow. Are you afraid you're going to be on a list somewhere or something?
Well, I'm joking about the 11, but, 13,
I
whatever,
see.
something legal.
Do those lists exist? Everyone always talks about these lists. I've never seen a list.
You tell me. It's in the name. I don't know, but wonder where that comes from. There's got to be some lineage of you on a list as a pedophile in 1801.
Well, I think it's a German name. There was a Z. There's a famous guy.
Z.
List. And I think they dropped the Z because the Nazis or something like that.
Then it's just Nei.
Oh, no. What? No, because they don't want to be perceived as Nazis.
Because
the Z makes it feel fucking.
Could you give a goog to list with a Z? Just maybe. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some 23 and Me Too coming up. Who knows what'll happen?
Well, here's an almost impossible thing to do: is to search my name on Google because you write.
Oh, yeah.
List, and it just gives you lists of names. You're like surname list. It's like, oh, here they are: O'Connor, O'Donoghue, McGregor, Stevenson.
You get a full BuzzFeed article.
You can't fit. I guess if you put it in quotes or some shit, I don't know. I got to do that 23andMe because I told you I went to Auschwitz, and there's all kinds of lists in there on the list, and a lot of Joe lists. And I'm like, maybe I'm a Jew. I'm very neurotic. I'm sick for the second time in a month.
Sure. Yeah, this could be something. Comedy,
complaining,
glasses. Yeah. You can't eat a bunch of stuff. You're in the steam room all the time.
I love a steam. What else?
Anything? You got anything on the Z?
I'm pro-Israel.
There's a bunch of LISZTs.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't see any with just Z.
Well, that's what he's saying.
I'm saying, we had a Z, I think, probably years ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. I think that it probably just got shortened, and that's it.
I'm gonna do a 23andMe.
It's Hungarian. It says.
Oh, it's Hungarian.
Oh,
that's what this says.
Wow, you're always hungry.
Yeah, that's true. I'm hungry right now.
Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, I thought you were a Scotsman.
Well, Scottish and Irish, and here's the thing: my grandfather's father of the list lineage is from Ireland because the Germans migrated west in like the 1470s, or 1580s, whatever. So I come from generational lists in Ireland.
Got it.
They were like, my grandfather's father is like the great-grandfather.
I see.
And they died real young, too. And then, his mother was Tui, also from Ireland.
Tui.
Yeah.
It says that the
Tuitary
list, it said in German and Dutch, list is a nickname for someone who is wise and knowledgeable. From the Middle High German list, Dutch list, with wisdom, ingenuity.
Damn right.
I know, but we need some. That's just a compliment. We need some grounded facts here.
I know. I'm trying to find it. Cunning or wily. It's interesting because you're kind of looking at it like when they have like something son or something, right? I don't know what list would come from.
Right.
And then my mother's side is Campbell and McKinnon, so that's like a real Scotsy business.
Now, what I've been doing is I've been popping an edible to go to bed, and it works like a charm. But once you start getting a little high, before the tiredness kicks in, I'll watch all these history things, and it'll be a cartoon of like they really simplify it, like a South Park kind of guy, and he comes on, he's like, "This is the history of Europe or a history of Ireland." how the fuck do we have any Irish people left? First of all, the Vikings went in and wiped them all out.
Yeah.
Then the potato famine.
Sure.
Then the Irish Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Brits hated them. And then half of them left to America. I can't believe there's this many Irish people.
Yeah, it's wild. I think there's more Irish Americans living in America than Ireland.
That makes sense.
Is the stat I heard.
Yes, Staten Island. They also said that there's more black people who've come to America by their own will than slaves at this point. So that's kind of good.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's progress.
Yeah, well, there's a lot more at a time. What's going on, Chuck? Are we all right? He's moving the camera around. I'm scared. Where are the cameras?
Easy. Hey, it's camera tape. It's tape.
Oh, tape.
We're being taped with a camera.
Yeah, that's fun.
Now the camera is getting its own tape.
What was I going to say about Ireland?
The mix, O'Connell, O'Donoghue, O'Reilly, Potato, the Blue-Eyed Devil, Redhead, Ginger.
Canner told me a story about a guy he worked with, a bartender. I love these kinds of people.
Please.
You know, he's an American guy with whatever last name, and he got in an argument with a guy, and he goes, "Shut up, you stupid Mick." And the guy was like this, "He called me a Mick. He called me a Mick." And it's like, "Hold me back." And I'm like this, "Come on, you're offended by Mick? Stop it."
That's literally a name. I know a guy named Mick.
And he said it too. He goes, I guess another time he had like a couple of British guys came in. And he's like, "I can't serve them. Keep them away." And
I
then
hate
Sarah
this
worked
guy.
there too, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "I'm Irish." And you're like, "What are you, crazy?"
I fucking can't
Just
stand guys like that.
Carrying around this like, "I won't even talk to a British guy." You're
Well,
like, "Stop it, you fucking."
There's all
douche."
kinds of versions of that. Like the guy, my friend, he had this crazy girlfriend. She would like flip over tables and throw plates, and I was like, "What's going on with this broad? You got to get rid of this lady. She's holding a knife." And he's like, She's Brazilian. They're passionate." I'm like, "Passionate? She's a fucking murderer. Passionate. She's throwing plates at people out the window."
Yeah, you can't throw plates. It's no good.
She's fiery. She's Latina. Get the fuck out of here. She's a cunt.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember saying this one time to a person who was like, "Oh, yeah, the Campbell. You know, we're the Campbell clan," and I was like, "Yeah, they were known for being traitors, famously." And then this guy was like, "No way, dude. No way." And I was like, "Well, I'm not saying we are.
Yes.
This is in like 1280.
Exactly.
It's not. You're not a traitor. I'm not a traitor. We're good people. I'm just saying, 4,000 years ago."
People do it the other way too. They go, "Hey, the Brits, we invented half the shit." I'm like, "Yeah, but you didn't.
Yeah, you didn't invent anything.
You didn't do anything. You just got fucked, or your mom got fucked and shit you out."
You want to hear my Seinfeld beef?
Please.
Yes.
I'm listening to an old Stern, 2017.
Okay, I think I know it.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think the special was coming up, the Netflix special.
Is that the one where he's talking about material? And he's like, "You always think about material." He's like, "Always think about material."
I
He's
think
like, isn't
so.
that a curse? He's like, "Well, what else am I going to think about? It's a beautiful thing I'm creating."
Maybe.
Is that in there?
I can't remember. I'm only about a
Okay.
half hour in.
I've seen all of them.
Says you find the torture that you're comfortable
That's
with.
the one.
Oh.
That's
How
what
do
he
you
said.
know that?
Hey.
Geez, you're pulling that out, the Benny the Cab. You're all over the road
Yeah.
today.
I got quite a brain over here.
Chuck's working around the clock. He's taping cameras.
I got quite a brain.
A
You see the
haircut.
camera
Yeah.
taped over there?
Shitty
High-end
charger.
shit right there. What are you, a carpenter? All
But
right.
he says they're talking about their favorite. So he talks about his favorite movies. How he loves The Graduate. The Graduate's the greatest movie ever. And I guess he wanted to have Dustin Hoffman on Comedians in Cars
That would have been great.
and drive the car around and then have the music. But Dustin Hoffman didn't want to do it.
What?
Then he talks about
Dustin
The
Hoffman's in
Godfather.
Star Wars? Short Jew against Darth Vader? I don't think so.
Hey, don't say Jew. That's my team.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Wouldn't it be fun if I did my lineage and I was like Ashkenazi and then I just started correcting everybody on? That would be fun.
I love the idea of an Ashkenazi.
Well, Nazi's right in there. Isn't
I
that
know,
crazy?
It's crazy.
It's mind blowing.
Yeah. It's like Negro Modelo. But continue.
Whoa. So anyways, they talk about The Godfather, and he goes, "How about, isn't it crazy The Godfather doesn't have one curse word in it? No curse words in the whole movie. Can you imagine that?" And then they talk about, like, wow, imagine that. But Sonny says the N-word.
Oh.
Which is hilarious to me because I'm like, does Jerry just not see that as a curse word? Or did they not? Like, it almost like they're making a movie in the 70s. They're like, all right, we're not going to do any cursing.
Wow.
And then he says the N-word, and you're like, well, whatever. That's not really.
That's funny.
But Sonny says those N-words are having a nice time up in Harlem with our driving Cadillacs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
But there is no F or B?
I don't think there's any F. And he also says son of a bitch.
Okay.
Sonny also goes, son of a bitch. And they also say, I mean, this isn't a swear. I mean, now I'm just splitting hairs, but they do say, we leave the traffic into the dark people, the colored. They're animals anyway, so let them lose their souls. Quoting. Which isn't a swear, but it's like, it's not exactly.
Facts.
It's not it's not exactly PG.
No, it's PN.
But it is interesting they don't say fuck. And then Jerry's like, imagine that movie was swearing. It would ruin the whole thing. And you're like, well, Goodfellas had the record for most F words for like 15 years, and it's a masterpiece.
That's a silly statement. It would still be a great movie, and maybe more realistic, because they are gangsters. They murder people.
That's true.
I think they'd throw out a couple of Fs and Bs and S's.
Well, the thing is, though, I think back then maybe they were classier, and it is the upper echelon. You know, Goodfellas is soldiers. These are like the top brass, so maybe they don't swear as much. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good beef, though.
It's an interesting beef. If I ever see him, or if you want to bring it up, or maybe I'll tell Colin to bring it up because he loves this kind of stuff.
Well, he definitely does think the N-word's a curse word. Now we're just getting into all our Seinfeld knowledge, but he does the talking funny.
Yes.
And Louis says it, Rock says it, and he's like, I won't say it.
Yeah.
So he definitely knows it's a no-no too, Daffy.
I also love that moment where Louis says, now you haven't tried to find the funny. He goes, no, and I don't intend to, or something like that, which is really funny. The idea of Jerry sitting down with his yellow pad being like, all right, N-word, let's see what we got here.
Right.
But anyways, there is a curse in Godfather.
Well, if a bone to pick or a problem is a beef, what's the opposite of a beef? A chicken?
A queef?
A queef? A tofu?
Oh, maybe like lettuce? Or
maybe a lettuce, a radish?
Tofu's not bad. What's the other one that's not tofu, but it's made out of a vegan?
Soy?
Yeah, soy. That's it.
Boy, another one for the sea dog.
Hey.
Woo!
Boy.
All right, this is not a good world where Chuck's on fire.
Yeah.
All right, just look to the tape.
To us, he's on fire. To the audience, he's putting out a fire or putting. I don't know. Did you watch the Waco thing, by the way?
I did not. Is it good?
Wonderful.
Oh, all right.
A little over stylized, but fun.
There'd be a nitpick in there.
Well,
somewhere.
there is they do like a
almost gotta-
CGI, like it comes across and swings around the house, and you're like, okay.
Well, the Waco guy was high-fiving his friend, and then they took that down toot sweet.
But it's fun. But anyways, beef.
So I got
lettuce.
a tofu or a queef or a soy.
Yes.
And soy sauce. So when I was with Seinfeld at the breakfast, I had one of the top, this is how insecure and sad I am. You ever have somebody say, that's a good question?
Yeah.
Boy, I can't tell you how good that makes me feel. So at one point, he was talking about some movie. I can't remember what movie. Oh, Leaving Las Vegas.
Okay.
With the Cage and the booze and the Vegas. And he goes, what the woman in that? He was telling me something about her. And I was like, oh, yeah. He's like, what's her name? And I go, Elizabeth Shue. And he goes, good job.
Wow.
Was I on the top of the world? Because now it shows that I'm not a mooch or a tardo, you know. I'm in the mix.
Yes,
I know actors. I'm not just some fanboy. I mean, I am, but we're having a real convo. We're on the same page.
Yeah, you're mixing. I think it's because we got no compliments from our parents. I was just talking about this.
You got that right, Fatty.
Somebody said something very similar. Somebody said something, and I felt like, yes. Thank you. And I can't remember what the fuck it was, and but it was so minute. But I felt sad that I was taking pride in it.
Oh, dude, that's the story of my life. I'll sit there and shower, going, "Good job." He said, "Good job." It means the world to me. And I get her and what's that lady's name? Caroline from the City, Leah Thompson, Back to the Future.
Oh,
I get them mixed
Good
up.
point. Two hot 80s. Well, I've had this a few times. This is going to be. We'll have to cut this also. But I've had people be like, your wife looks just like Elizabeth Shue. Very nice.
Very nice.
But my initial reaction is like, oh, Shue is like...
She was a movie star.
Yeah.
But
Shue's not as hot as my wife.
Yeah. It's funny how egos are interesting because women, and maybe men too, women will believe it. Like if I go up to my wife and I go, boy, you look like Angelina Jolie, she'll go, and I'm like, you don't look anything like her.
Right.
Not saying you're ugly, but you're miles apart, and you guys don't even have the same facial structure. And she's like, I'll take it.
Well, I got to tell you, this might be controversial. We've talked about this before. I'm not a Jolie guy. I think your wife's more attractive than Angelina Jolie.
Wow.
Jolie, yeah, cut that and send it to her.
Yeah,
but
don't tell her that. She'll dump me and go to you.
I just think Jolie, I don't get it. Kardashian, too. I don't think I like a full lip. I like a thin Tom Brokaw lip.
Oh, he lied about the chopper.
No, that was the other guy, Brian Williams.
Williams, sorry.
His daughter, that's something. Allison Williams.
Oh, she's beautiful.
She's unreal.
That's a good-looking fan. My mom was into Brian Williams. She's like, ooh, the news is coming on.
My best friend, Erica, or Derek, my best friend's wife, she's one of my closest friends. I'm not backtracking.
Derica.
She loves Lester Holt. Got a thing for the Holt.
I can see the Holt.
Which Sarah pointed out, Lester Holt looks like he has a ponytail.
Wait a minute. He's got the forehead, right?
Yeah, but it looks like he just has a tight ponytail. Pull up a Lester Holt photo.
He's the black guy with the glasses.
Yeah. It looks like he's got a ponytail behind his head.
I can see that because he's kind of pulling back.
Yes.
How about this nugget? You know Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, I know.
He's got a big old hoop earring.
Uh-huh.
So does Harrison Ford.
Uh-huh.
So some of these old timers with the one hoop, they look like a genie.
Okay.
And I go, what's that about? Sailors used to do it. You know why?
No.
Because if they died, this would pay for the coffin.
Oh.
A little piece of gold there. It was enough for a box, a casket.
No kidding. So Freeman's a sailor.
He wants to be.
Now, let me ask you this, and this could evolve into a whole other bag of dog shit.
Well, it's smooth sailing.
Do you have any idea what a Freemason is?
Oh, I wish I knew, and I pretend to every time. Freemason, what's the other one? Cobnobbler? No, there's another one. Fart knocker, stone cutter.
Stone Mason?
Yeah,
Greg Stone?
Well, there's all kinds of these alliances or these men's teams out there.
I was watching the movie Prisoners.
Great movie.
Yes.
It's great, but have you watched it recently?
Wait,
it devolves a little bit at the end. It gets a little bit like...
Is that Gyllenhaal?
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal
it was
and
good.
Hugh Jackman. I loved it, and I just rewatched it. The last 20 minutes gets a little like, what's going on here? What is this?
Yeah.
It gets a bit conflated and wacky and over the top a little.
It's been a minute.
There's a little bit of like, wait, what the fuck? Why would this happen?
Who's the cop?
The cop is Gyllenhaal, who's like the greatest,
Yeah.
I think.
And then the other guy is Jackman's
Jackman's beating up Dano. Or
yes,
Dano.
Dano.
And
Wop Dano.
Yeah, but it gets the old lady is like a tough lady. She's the bad guy, and like Hugh Jackman's afraid of her. I don't know why he wouldn't just kick the shit out of her.
Right.
And she's a little cartoony. She's like, yes, I got the little kids in my. You start to get like a little
Right.
But Eddie
And your little
Jizz,
dog too.
he's got the ring, and I was reading the fun facts, and it says he's got a Freemason ring, and I was like, what is a Freemason? I spent 2 hours Googling. You can't get any info on this stuff.
Oh, well, it's a secret society. They probably scrub it.
Yeah. So what do? They hang out?
I think there's like 8 presidents who are Freemasons. That's all that like demonic, hood up, fire in the forest, and they have chants, and then they have a club where they have a ring and a high five and a handshake, and the kid's a little gay apparently.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, maybe we should be Freemasons. That might be fun.
Sure, I'd love to be. That's like the triangle with the eye. Apparently, that's a Freemason thing. It's all pipes.
Yeah, well, some of this is Illuminati also. Is that similar?
Yeah,
That's
similar.
Illuminati.
They're similar. It's all secret clubs that we're not in.
Right.
So, but yeah, I wish I knew. I pretended to. People go Freemason. Like, oh yeah, tell me about it.
No, I've had people do that with like, he's in the Freemasons, and I'm like, yeah, wow.
Yeah.
And then you just hope, that feeling where you're like this, please move on. Any topic, come up. Someone say something about sports, quick.
Exactly. It's kind of like the Klan, except they're like high end. The Klan is like is low level rootin' tootin' hillbilly bullshit, but these guys are like politicians and corporate CEOs and stuff.
Right. Okay.
It's like a fraternity.
So why is the cop in the Freemasons? It's
Yeah.
weird. The detective.
That I don't get.
But anyways, it's a fun movie. The cinematography is incredible. Gyllenhaal is amazing. I think it comes apart a little bit if you rewatch. I started to be like this. I don't understand. This old lady is like,
Yeah, and I think they were trying to really throw you. You're like, this guy's a pedo, but it's a lady.
right.
Boy, you want to talk good movies? You ever put this right
Sure.
up your ass? 12 Angry Men.
Oh, I love 12 Angry Men. One of my favorite movies of all time.
1957. I watched it. Salacuse recommended it. Big Fat Sally. And I go, give me a good movie. I need a movie tonight. The wife's out of town. I want to pop an edible and watch this. And he goes, 12 Angry Men. I go, 50s. I don't know. Black and white. Henry Fonda. Amazing.
Oh, what a great group. E.G. Marshall, the dad from Christmas Vacation.
Jack Wagner.
Jack Warden.
Jack Warden.
Jack Warden from
Dirty Work.
Dirty Work.
Yes.
And Jack Klompus. What's the other guy?
Klugman.
Klugman's in there.
What a name.
And you know who I love is Martin
Landau.
No, he's good. Marty Balsam. He's in Psycho. He's in that. He's in Take the Train. What's the Take the Train movie? They remade it with Travolta.
Pelham 1, 2,
yes.
3.
You ever watched the first Pelham 1, 2, 3?
It's great.
That's a hell of a picture.
A gritty New York 70s flick. It's fun.
Martin Balsam is just, he's the juror number 1. He's the fucking head, whatever, fag.
Love Ballsack.
But great movie, and Sidney Lumet.
Yes,
one of the
that's
greats.
Right. And it just shows it's 12 queefs in a room. It's not a painting on the wall, not a paint on the wall, nothing. Great movie, gripping, and it's all dialogue, and they unpack the whole trial, and it's all about what's going on personally, right versus left, liberal, Democrat, Repub, and it just gets right in it. It's all selfish, and it's all me. Amazing movie.
It sucks your dick. Lee J. Cobb, we didn't even mention, he was the best actor in the whole thing.
On the Cobb.
I have a thing about Sidney Lumet. First movie, 12 Angry Men.
Oh, that was the first?
I believe so. Well, he was a theater guy. And then last movie, Before the Devil Knows You're Dead. You know that movie? Tomei's tits.
Great movie.
First and last. Unbelievable. One in the 50s, one in the 2000s. Tremendous.
He did, I believe... did he do Man on the Moon? No, that was
that's Milos Forman.
Who's also great.
Also great.
But Man on the Moon had some holes in it.
He did Dog Day Afternoon.
That's
which is
the
like
one.
The greatest.
That's the big one. Who did Amadeus?
Amadeus, I don't know, Deus.
Because he was somebody.
That might have been Foreman, too, maybe.
Might have been Foreman.
He did Cuckoo's Nest.
You got that right.
And then Man on the Moon, maybe he did Amadeus. Chuck doesn't feel like looking it up.
Give it a goog there, haircut. All right.
Mr. Holt.
You got the Holt photo? Show the photo. The
Holt
ponytail.
45.
It does look like he's hiding a ponytail.
See, that's a little bit of a
yeah.
side angle, so it's harder to
I can see
notice,
it.
but he's got side angle.
Yeah, it
Now
looks like it's pulled.
Here's a question. Does the fact that he looks like he has a ponytail but doesn't make him hotter? Because women go deep into this these little specifics about men. Like, I like you because you don't try, but you don't look like you don't try. Or whatever the fuck. They always have some crazy, I'm like, where'd you get that? Am I hot or am I not? Do you like my dick or no? You going all this, do I try? What are you picking an outfit? It's all pipes.
I don't understand women. That could be the end of the story.
There
but
you go.
Sarah's talking about, like, I was with some women the other day, and they were like, men have the wrong idea of what we care about. They think we want abs. We don't care about abs. We like a belly. But I just think also, I'm like, and I think we've said this before, but I'm like, so if all of a sudden I just have washboard abs, you're going to be bummed out?
Exactly.
You know what I
Agreed.
mean? Like, you wish I was fat. I don't get. I mean, Chuck is beaming over here. He can gain the weight back, but
I see a roll.
if you lost it for a woman, get it back.
Don't do it. They don't like
Yeah.
it. But here's my beef with this shit. Women do this all the time. They go, men have no idea. Tell us then.
I
Tell us,
know.
you fucking whores. What are you doing? Put it on a billboard. We'll do everything you want. We're trying to fuck you.
And I'm also like, just can we just? I'm not going to sound like a right wing, Jordan Peterson lunatic, whatever.
Well, what if 12 angry anals?
Can you also just say you love money, you want success? Because I know many of wealthy people that are fucking the hottest women on the planet.
Of course.
And they look like dog, dick, shit, ass,
Afternoon. Yeah.
blood.
Of course. Of course. They're all hideous, but, it's always like, some oil tycoon is dating Jackie Onassis. I got to get a new newspaper. But it's all these old fat guys who are bald. They got a jowl going, but they got a pinky ring and a velvet suit and a cane and a nice Cadillac.
Freemason's ring. I mean,
Yes.
you see. I mean, first of all, like, everybody's hot once they're successful.
Everybody.
I've seen women be like, oh, and I'm not going to name names or toot horns, But they're like, oh, he's hot. He's sexy. I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind?
I know. Then they go, he's got something. There's something there. I'm like, what do you mean something there? You got to give me more than that. I need some facts, bitch.
Yes, money and success. If I blow up, if my next movie doesn't get 11% on Rotten Tomatoes and I'm Adam Sandler, you'll see. People are going to be like, there's something about him.
Exactly.
He's hot. I love the weak jawline and the huge forehead. It's just sexy.
It's it. They do it every time. If Pete Davidson was holding 2 bags of cans and had a FedEx hat on, he wouldn't be getting blown.
No blow.
They go, well, he doesn't try. He doesn't care. He's scruffy. He's aloof. And I'm like, he's aloof and on SNL and a millionaire and a movie star and a stand-up comedian. You got to factor that in, ladies.
Also, if you like scruffy and aloof and retarded, get on the subway. There's 3 on every
That's
car.
What I'm saying, exactly.
Yeah,
There's a guy jerking it. What about that guy?
They're eating their own shit.
Yes,
and you know, smelling shoes or whatever.
Every time they go Lester Holt. If Lester Holt had on a Domino's hat and a box of pizza, nobody's blowing him.
And then they do another thing, these women. We're just trashing women now, but they do another thing.
These women.
Where the hottest guys, like a guy that's hot.
Like a real hot guy.
Like a Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt.
Okay.
They're unobtainable. So then the women sit around and they go, I don't know, I'm just not into him. I don't like his thing. Although I just did that with Jolie, but I really am not.
Sure.
They're like, I don't know, Brad Pitt doesn't do it for me. I'm like, what are you, out of your mind? He does it for me.
Guys do that too, though. I've seen guys go like, Jennifer Aniston, she's gross. I'm like, gross? Your wife is gross. She is hot.
But someone did that. Oh, God, I hope it wasn't you. Somebody said that about Anne Hathaway. Do you hate Hathaway?
I love Hath.
No, I know who it is. I don't want to name names. But this person was like, Anne Hathaway, she's disgusting. I don't see it.
What?
And it's the same thing. I'm like, first of all,
Disgusting.
she's the hottest to me. And I'm like, Anne Hathaway is objectionable to you?
I know, Berkshire Hathaway. It's crazy. And then they do these extremes. She's a pig. I'm like, she's a pig? What's the pig meter now? So what is Rosie O'Donnell then?
Right.
If Anne Hathaway's a pig, then Rosie's a hog or a cow or a moose.
You know what Jerry said? Rosie O'Donnell read for Elaine. Did you know that?
Oh, that makes sense.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
That's cool.
That's so
fun.
funny that she came up because I just watched a clip of Curb today where they're fighting over the same girl.
Oh, right.
And she keeps going, she's a dyke, Larry. She's a dyke. And it was fun.
She's very funny.
She's fun.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about her act. She was a stand-up for 10 minutes in the 80s in Long Island, but I don't know about her act. But funny actress.
I think she did her first set in Boston, or she shot her special in Boston. Something. The background of the Comedy Connection was her background for her special or something like that. I think she's one of those ones that like started on a dare. She has a weird story.
Oh, give it a go.
About somebody being like, you think you're funny? Try it. And then she got up there. Something like that.
Lesbians are funny.
Yeah.
That was another thing that she said dyke, and she goes, hey, Larry's like, well, I guess she's bi. And she goes, every bi person's actually gay. And I'm like, that's probably offensive to someone.
Yeah.
It's all up in the air.
I'm so sad that I think they wrapped the show.
I
got 3 auditions, and I'm like, well, my dream is dead.
2 over here, 2. We got 5 between us.
Yeah.
Come on, LD. Maybe we stink.
Yeah, it was hard. And I have a friend who knows Larry, and he's like, I put in a word. He's aware of you. And so I really thought, like, well, here we go.
Yeah.
But I think I was going out for such low-level parts, he's not even involved.
Well, I also have a friend who knows Larry, and you'd think he'd throw me a fucking star.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot more going on. This friend I have, he's got nothing.
Okay.
He's just sitting around waiting for his life to begin.
Well, here's the real twist of the dildo is I put my audition on the Patreon, and I checked the comments, and everybody's like, no wonder you didn't get it. This is bad.
Hey.
And I was like, okay, well, that's at least it's objective now.
Oh, maybe I'll put mine out.
Put it out.
It's all content.
Cunt.
Mine was pretty good. I had Ron on reading as Larry, which is pretty good.
That's
because
pretty good.
he's an extremely annoying Jew.
Yes.
And hilarious and brilliant.
Like Larry.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, what can you do?
Curb. I've auditioned for every dickless show. Law and Order, SV Anal, all this shit. I'm like, put me in Curb, coach.
I know.
I'm ready to gay.
Well, maybe we'll add a season.
He's got nothing else going on.
Everyone always says they're retiring, and then they don't.
I think they filmed 2 endings already that they went back on. They had him die at the
yes.
end of last season, too, but they never put it out.
They also had the one years ago that he died.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
they're gonna end.
Oh, that's right, with the heart attack.
Yeah.
It's very silly.
So you never know.
It's to the point where if they're shooting in Manhattan, I'm just going to walk through the fucking shot just to get on.
Yeah. Larry. We love you, La.
Maybe we'll beat him one day.
Beat him?
I mean, I've met him, but maybe we'll be in the room with him once.
That'd be exciting.
And see, you can go up to him, because if I go up, I'm gonna go, season 4, whatever, But you're gonna go up and go, hey, you see the Bruners playing on the shortstop?
Yeah, I got some baseball, I guess, but it always feels forced. Sometimes people try that. I've seen people try that with Louis. Louis will wear his Red Sox hat, and then someone's like, "Hey, and he's like, "Oh, I don't care."
Yeah,
and you're like this, swing and a miss.
Yeah, baseball.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when you meet celebrities. I always had this with Burr, because for years I didn't know Burr.
Yeah, he's a tough nut to crack.
But my whole life, I was like, we should be friends. He mentioned he drove a Dodge Neon. We grew up 2 towns apart.
Right.
He loves the Bruins, the Patriots, the Sox, angry, Irish. I know his brother. He knows Ira.
Oh,
so I was
got
like,
a ton.
So it's one of those things you just want to be like, you wish there was like a chip or a signal or a Freemason's ring that you're like, we're friends.
Yes.
And you can't just come out and be like, hey, Bruins. You have to let it organically happen, which it has now. But it took years.
It takes years. And you cannot force it. Everybody says you got to work hard, you got to try, which is true for everything but friendships. If you try too hard with a friendship, butkus.
Well, that's one of the great things about the Seinfeld, because we have like 6 or 7 autistically Seinfeldian people. You, me, Fiore, Matt Wayne, Gulman, Donnelly,
Griffin,
Chavone. I was confused. Schultz and Chavone. Their names, not their personalities. That's for sure.
Sure and sure.
But which I want to get a hang. The autistic Seinfeld gang.
Ooh.
But it is when someone drops a really deep Seinfeld line, even on like Instagram, someone will be like "pie" or something, and I'm like this. Oh, hey. You're my friend.
Yes,
we have this thing in common.
Well, it just struck me. There's a dating app called Hinge.
Uh-huh.
Are you familiar?
I have heard of it.
The whole rub on Hinge is that you know a guy or a gal in common, and so you can bond on that. So you're basically saying, like, I'm not a serial killer. We both know Susie.
Uh-huh.
So then you go, all right, we both know Susie, let's get together. And now you have a little more of a connection than just some freewheeling coos on the Upper East Side that you happen to swipe with.
Right. Well,
so we need that with friends, is what I'm saying. Not the show.
Not the show, yeah.
We need that with friends. Like, oh, we got to connect. But it's not another friend. It's, we know about Poppy's a little sloppy.
Right.
That's the Hinge.
Yeah, if somebody said to me, there's a whole other thing going on with Poppy, forget about it. I'm kicking everyone out of the room.
Exactly.
And going, hey, you and me. Of course, there's 300,000 people right now, like, pulling up Seinfeld on Netflix, trying to, like, writing shit down. Remember we had Tuesdays with Seinfeld for a while. That was fun.
That's right. And when I was a single man, I would kind of do a little research on a lady before I went on a date with them. And I would see, like, in their bio, they liked Ayn Rand or some shit. So I would do a little Wikipedia, and I'd be like, the drinks here are so slow. It's like Atlas Shrugged. And they're like, what?
Yeah, that's...
Women go for that shit. If you have some weird connection, when they're like, oh, wait, we have the same birthday? Whoa, put it in my ass. I'm like, all right, I'm the same chooch you met before, but now that we have the same birthday, you're going to let me anally defile you?
That's like the film...
Cuckoo's
Everyone
Nest.
Says I Love You, the Woody Allen movie.
Oh, yeah.
With Julia Roberts. His daughter has, they're divorced, and she can hear a therapist next door. And the therapist's client is Julia Roberts. So then they see Julia Roberts. He has a crush on her, and she gives him all the info, which is a tad creepy.
A little creepy.
So then he does exactly that. He keeps bumping into her, and he's like, I'm out for my run. My favorite flower is daffodil. My favorite, gay is Elton John, whatever.
Right. Did you ever have this fantasy? When you're single, you're so desperate, and you just want to meet somebody, and you're lonely, and you're gay. I always had that fantasy of saving a life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I still have that.
All the time, every day.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I'm hoping Chuck is suicidal and I pull him off the rope.
Yes,
that's why I keep zinging him.
Keep going. It'll happen.
I'm hoping he'll be like, hey, I'm going to kill myself, and I rush in and stop the bullet.
Well, people won't be happy about that scene.
Yeah.
But,
I just can't go to Reddit, that's all.
Like, when I picked up that old lady, I was like, oh, I thought she was dying. Damn it, she just fell. Like, you want it to be a life and death, and then you start thinking, maybe I'll set one up. And that's when it really gets diabolical.
Yeah, I think that's happened. That's another. I think Woody did that at some point, too.
I think so.
Oh, no, wait.
Curb
did that.
And
Yes.
so did Jussie Smollett as well, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
He set up a big one. But yeah, that would be fun. I remember an episode of Baywatch where a lady is like swimming and a guy comes up and he's like, "Give me your snorkel," and he headlocks her, and then the lifeguard comes over and saves her, and then they start dating, and then she finds out that he set that up, and then
it's like Back to the Future.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to rape his mom.
Yeah, the 80s, man.
Yeah.
That was a family film.
Yeah, it's crazy. By the way, no one, we've talked about this for sure, God damn it, but no one understands, because I tried to do it as a bit. I'm like, the whole plan was to rape his own mom, and the audience would all be like, what? And I'm like, did you not? That's
know.
the movie. They don't even pick up on it somehow. They just don't get it.
Well, I feel like that's a comedian's mind in a nutshell, is we're seeing things for what they are, and then you're like pointing it out, and they go, "Oh, we don't like that." And you're like, "Well, I'm not saying I think that. That's what happened."
That's what I said. I'm like, that's the plot of the movie. I don't know what to tell you.
They don't like it. It doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
But
just doesn't sit well.
Exactly. It doesn't sit well. That's exactly right. It's like that Dan Natterman thing where he does the joke about Middle Easterners or whatever, and he goes, "They blew up a building, and now I can't make a joke."
Yeah, he goes, "You used to be able to make fun of Muslims, then they murdered 3,000 Americans. Now you can't do it anymore."
That I think
Very
about
funny.
that 3 times a week.
Which is, by the way, an off-the-cuff line. It wasn't even in his act.
You think?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was just he was just trying to joke. It bombed.
To me,
No pun intended.
I live for lines like that.
Yeah.
I had a line the other day. I did a joke, something, and the crowd goes, "Oh," and I go, joke at a comedy show, and that got an applause. And I'm like, well, how about you just laugh at the joke instead of me having to comment about you guys being queefs?
By the way, you mentioned watching history. Have you seen Shane in a while? Have you seen his bit about watching history?
No.
It leads to republicanism. It's very funny.
That's a great bit. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a talented guy.
He's got that other one about he's like, I could tell I'm getting more Republican. It's like I'm becoming a vampire. I'm like, there's so many black people in this commercial. And he turns it over. It's a great act out.
Yeah, he is very good. I saw
Funny
that.
guy.
I got to hang with him in Salt Lake City. Get this. I'll get into a story here now that we're at 58 minutes. Where are we, by the way?
You're probably about 41.
Okay.
Well, anyway, I was in Salt Lake City. What a club. Keith is the best guy.
One of the best clubs, one of the best owners in the biz, and he doesn't get enough credit, Keith.
Yeah, he's amazing and a great hang.
Great hang.
Which is funny, by the way. So, I don't want to get too inside baseball here. Maybe this is inappropriate.
Uh-oh.
But
well, we can cut.
I was telling a comic, I was like, he's paying me a lot of money, and
You're talking to Keith?
I'm talking to this other comic.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, I'm getting nervous because he's giving me like a really huge guarantee, and the ticket sales aren't, it's not sold out. And then this comic goes, don't worry about it. These club owners, when have they ever just thrown you a bonus for no reason? So don't you feel bad taking their money if they're losing money, because you're not getting extra money when they make money. And literally last time I was there, this club owner was like, you didn't hit your bonuses, but here's an extra $2,000. So I'm like, he actually did exactly that.
Right.
But the ticket sales picked up and we made money. Everybody made money, so it was great. But
hell yeah.
Great weekend. Salt Lake City. I had Luke Moniz opening.
He's a funny cat.
Go check him out on Instagram. He's hilarious. He puts up all the videos. So fucking funny. Great hang. And we really see eye to eye on all the stuff.
He's
I'll
one
just
of us.
say that. Yeah.
He's about 6'8", and he did the joke off with us in English.
Yes, that's where we really hit it off. And he's great. And he pointed out the Ramones, very close to his last name, just an R and A in front of it.
What?
His last name is Mones, M-O-N-E-S. Ramones, R-A-M-O-N-E-S.
Oh.
His name is right in the Ramones.
Oh, okay.
That's not worth saying out loud, I guess.
Moan. That would have been better if it was the Ramones.
Yeah. It could be like, gotta hitch a ride to Mones Beach.
Okay.
I will cut this. But anyways,
all right.
Great guy. He came out. Great show. I don't have a great story, but I get this text Friday afternoon. You're sitting there. You try to, on the road, you try to be like, maybe I'll write or I'll read. You try to not just look at your phone like an asshole.
Sure.
So I'm like writing, and you hear the, wait. Shane Gillis. Well, that's exciting. Nice to hear from Shane. Great comic, great guy, whatever.
Good
You
egg.
open it up. I'm in Salt Lake City tonight.
Whoa.
And you do the like, what?
Yeah.
Which is also, it's plus and minuses. Because you're
Sure.
like, hey, a buddy on the road. You get to see somebody. But also you're like, that's those ticket sales. Probably not helping my cause. He's doing a theater. That's 2,500 people that can't come to my show.
And you guys are both New York guys, both funny comics, so it's a little bit of crossover.
Similar circle.
We had him on our pod last time.
I'm not saying all 2,500 would have come to my show, but there's at least 80 people that are like, oh, fuck list. We'll sell those tickets. We got to go see the Shane-inator.
Right. And maybe some vice versa.
Maybe a couple. I think it's more like, though, afterwards, there's a few people who be like, we didn't know you were in town, which hurts. Because we're all hanging out after, and there's a bunch of people who are like, what?
Right.
You were here? And I'm just sitting there like, this is a pretty good show, though. You know?
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. But
so what's the deal? Does he come there or do you go there?
Well, he only has one show, and I got two. So I said, hey, come on over and hang out. He's got Sean Gardini. You know that guy?
Oh, he's a cute son of an onion, that kid. I love him.
He looks like Nick Mullen's son.
Yes, a little Jewier.
And then Brian Six.
Oh, I know 6'8".
Yeah, 6'8". So they come over. So it's one of those fun ones where you do your first show. I got a 7 o'clock show, then a 9:30.
Nice and early.
And then I go on, and I know when I get off, they'll be there, which is fun.
That's fun.
Which is you're always a little nervous on stage because you're like, oh, God, are they all back there going like, ugh.
They're in your head, and it happens every time.
Yeah, you're trying new, and then you try to really, and then you come back and you realize they're not watching you. They're just at the bar.
Right.
They're like, we're not going to watch your horse shit. So you come back, and it's so fun because you come through the curtain. It's a fun show, and there's Shane. And you go, ah!
Yes.
Seeing somebody in a different town is such a thrill.
It is. You know what it's like? It's like hotel sex. You fuck your wife in every hole, every room, every nook and cranny of the apartment and her body, and you've been there.
Yes.
But then you get to a hotel, and you're like, get over here, you dirty skank. And it's the same with a comic. You see a comic on McDougal Street, you go, hey, what's up, man? You doing the cellar? You see a comic in Salt Lake, we're out and about.
It's exciting because you're on the road. It's very isolating, and I don't like to be like, you don't know what it's like out there, but it is. It's lonely, and you just want to see somebody. So it was fun, and he had his crew, and Luke and I. So then we went to the bar, which even when I was drinking, I never got the bar. We're in the back, green room, drinking for free at the Ling. And it's like, let's go to the sports bar. It's like late night, West Coast. There's no sports on.
No. And, did you go to Punching Up, or what is that place called? There's a bar on top of Wise Guys. And all the waiters go there, and the waitresses, and the staff. I used to go there every time, and it's the whole show is there. So you can't hang out, because you're going, hey, photo, hey, high five, hey, queef. So I like sitting in the green room all night.
Yeah, to me, that's how I've always felt. Like I said, even when I was out banging, So to me, you go to the bar, and maybe this is the Boston in me. You go to a bar, you're like, we're just increasing our chances of being in a fist fight. Because there's like a group of guys over there that are like, oh, no, and then there's a group of guys over there. And then sometimes you're at a bar, and you just look around, and you catch someone's eye, and they're drunk, so they're like, what the fuck are you? That's how I look at it.
That might be the 40-year-old in you talking.
I don't know. I felt like that in the years ago, too. But also, when I was 20, everybody was fist fighting everybody. So I'm just like, oh, my God, what are we doing?
Right.
And then there was two audience people that were very nice. Like, can we tag along? And I'm like, I'm going there for 8 minutes, but sure.
Right.
And but it was a good hang, and it was fun. And then, it was 1 a.m., and Luke and I took off. But it was great to see him. And
is he sober?
Who? Luke? No, I think he just doesn't drink much.
Okay, good for him. That's the ultimate. When you don't drink a lot and you're not sober.
Yes.
Because that means you have control of it.
Right. Yeah, I think he's like a guy who has a drink here and there. He doesn't eat much either. Isn't it weird when you hang out with someone for a full day?
Really?
And you're like, why aren't you eating? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's a big guy, too. You think he'd have a big furnace in there.
I mean, I don't want to talk out of school, but this guy had about 140 calories on the day. I'm like, are you sneaking food? I don't know. Something's up with that guy.
Well, he does live in L.A. now. Maybe he's trying to slide in.
Well, and then he's like, well, I don't want to whatever, but he's like, I think somewhere between us. And I'm like, hey, don't get me wrong. I'm on a 7,000 calorie a day diet here.
Right.
But
yeah, that is odd.
It was.
I wish my wife had that.
Very odd.
But, I have seen that, but that is a great club. It's good vibes over there. Even the staff is fun there.
Yes, very attractive, I might add.
Very attractive staff. And, yes, good for Gilroy to hit you up there.
Yeah, that was fun, and it's great hang, and Luke and I walked all around, and just good time, and the Tuesdays came out.
Hell yeah!
Especially
lunch.
You ever have this, like, Friday, you're like, boy, does this club not that great, or whatever, and then Saturday, they're just like,
I know.
And then it was hot. So if you came to the Friday show, I'm sorry.
That's amazing the difference a crowd makes. Because so I had the opposite effect as you. I said I did the special. I never see the lady. I'm always outside of New York. We're doing a pod. Then you're on a plane. Then you're in a Uber. Then you're in Cleveland. Said for one weekend of my life, I'm staying in New York and doing the Cellar all night, every night.
Nice.
Esty loaded me up. Friday, 5 shows. Saturday, 5 shows, and a couple to stand. And just running around, working out, up, down. There's Babiglia. There's the other guy, Ray Romano. There's whoever his name is, celebrity. And it was just killer. And the weather is great. Right now it's like 50 degrees at night. You can't beat the city. And there's a vibe on a Friday.
Yes.
You know, the women are in boots and dresses, and the guys are all dolled up, little napalm in their hair. They're trying to get laid. Great time. And I hit up Salacuse. He goes, "What are you up to?" I go, "I got one more spot at the Cellar, and then I'm going to the stand." He goes, "I'm a block away. I'll come meet you."
He's always a block away.
Always a block away, Salacuse. It's true.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, we should call him One Block Sally.
Every time I've ever texted him, he's like, "I'm a block away. I'm at my house. What are you doing here?"
I'm in Utah. I'm a block away. So he goes, "I'm coming." I'm on stage. I'm having an okay set, but I hear that, he's in the crowd.
Wow.
He's pulling a full Cape Fear out there. He's got his feet up.
Wow.
So then I get off. He's like, "I like this joke. I've never heard that one, so that's nice." And then we get on city bikes and ride to the stand like 12-year-olds.
Yeah, that's great. As someone who's rode bikes with Salacuse, that is a nice time, I can say from experience.
Nothing better. You know, we see a hot girl. He's in the front. He looks back, and then, whoa, he almost hits a fire hydrant. He's all over the road. Great stuff. Wind in our hair, get to the stand, stand's wild, and we riff and we raff, and then we sit at a diner. I ate 8 beers. He had a slice of pizza, and we talked all night, and then I went home.
He's all right, that guy.
Good egg.
He really, you know what he does? He appreciates things.
Yes.
He likes a film and a show and a movie and a bite.
Yeah, it's also funny as a 39-year-old, getting older. You walk around the city and everybody's falling out of bars. The women are dressed to the nines. They're all 11 years old. They look great. And you're like, man, I did all that.
Yes.
And now I'm out of it.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, that's how I feel about the city. It's like I sound like I came out of a cult. It's like I've snapped. I'm like, this is no way to live. This is dog shit.
It is not a way to live.
It's terrible. The noises and the diesel. I was talking about Derek the other day, and he's like, "What is happening?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he's like, "What is going on?" And I was like, Oh, sorry. I'm just walking up Lexington Avenue.
Oh.
Like he's listening to the phone call being like, what the fuck's happening in your life?
That's hilarious.
And I'm like, literally like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's just a diesel engine and a guy on a scooter and a homeless guy raping my wife.
Sure.
And my sister's asshole's bleeding on the 15th Street. Yeah, it's just nothing.
Right, yeah. Well, do you ever have this? Had the Sunday, got a free day.
I've had that.
Nothing to do. But I was wildly sad. You know, some days you just wake up sad.
I'm sad all the time.
Yeah, I just woke up and I couldn't. I was like, I'll do some push-up. Let me eat breakfast. Once I eat breakfast, once I have my coffee, I'll be less sad. Once I walk around the sunlight, I'll be less sad. But I couldn't shake it.
Yes.
And I'll tell you, when you're sad, all you want to do is just sit on the couch, put panties on, and get a box of tissues and bonbons and watch Sleeping in Seattle. But I was like, fuck that.
It's a great sequel.
Great sequel. Nora Ephron. Cosby directed it. So then I go, fuck this. I call the garage. I go, give me the Beamer. Bring out old Smokey. I get that puppy. I just say I'm driving. I just drive to Canarsie.
Wow.
Just for the hell of it, because I go, I don't want any traffic. There's no traffic out there.
The Canarsie Kid.
Yeah, and I just drove to Canarsie, looked around, got the car, grinding, got the music on, and then I did a show at Littlefield in Park Slope.
Oh, wow.
And then I went home, brought the car away, and I was cured.
That's a fun feeling. I remember doing that years ago with the Dodge Neon, not quite a... What is it again? BMW or Mercedes? I confuse those two cars.
Beamer. It's a 2002 Beamer.
I always confuse BMW, Mercedes.
Both German.
Yeah. Right? And Volkswagen, also German, right?
Yes. But it's also Beamer Benz. You got a couple B's in there.
She's got the Mercedes Benz. Hotel California.
I thought because what's her face? Janis Joplin.
Oh, yeah.
All I
she
want
had
is
that.
Mercedes Benz,
yeah.
or whatever the hell.
what was I going to say? But yeah, I remember doing that, driving down FDR with like some Dylan on and a nice day. You're like, this is great. And, it's a good feeling, a nice cruise. But yeah, that emptiness, it just lingers.
It lingers.
It's like a blanket. It just sits on you like you want to die.
What's weird is when it goes away, you're like, oh, I feel great. And then I just wanted to, hang out all night. But then the wife came home and she was like, I had a horrible night. And I was like, God.
Yeah.
But when it goes away, it's such a great feeling because it sticks like stink on a monkey.
It certainly does.
But we're good now.
Yeah, it's rough.
It's rough, baby. But
Let's see what I got here.
I'll be back out on the road this weekend, and I'm kind of excited about it. That's another good thing about taking a road weekend off because now I'm excited to go back out.
Where are you off to?
But I'm in Poughkeepsie, which is great. No flight.
Oh, Poughkeepsie. Pricking your feet in Poughkeepsie.
You
Fun.
got that right, Fatty. And then it's Easter Sun.
Oh, that's right. That's this weekend.
Yeah,
oh.
Sorry to date us.
I'm going down to Virginia to go to
Quit bragging.
Shenandoah National Park.
Shannon Doherty.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm excited. Brad Doherty.
What's in the park? He's going to get a cabin and a
Just
tent?
go to the park. Nice weekend off. Go down there, see the trees. I'm trying to check off some national parks. And there's one not that far. It's like 5.5 hours away.
Hey, all right.
So I'm heading down the Atlantic Highway looking for a love getaway.
And I love it.
And gonna fuck my lady in the trees.
Hell yeah.
Just the trees, Johnny.
Little monkeys fuck.
But I'm looking forward to it. I love a nice weekend off, relax, the whole thing.
Well, this is the time to do it, Fatty. With these birds are chirping, the skies are blue. Head right down to where the trees are.
I love a springtime. By the way, I'm looking at my notes here. There's just nothing.
Yeah.
Someone switched seats with me. I mean, I feel like Kramer after he sold his stories.
Right.
But I did have this, and I know everyone gives us shit for all the travel stories, but we're traveling guys. What do you want from us?
Traveling band.
This is just annoying, but I got to live your life for a minute.
What'd you get, a middle seat going to China?
And I don't know how you do it. I really don't. I'm like,
it ain't easy there.
It's
sloppy jalopy.
Horrendous. So this is what happened. So Greg Warren was in town. The great Greg Warren. Who has a new special out, new album, new special.
GW.
One of the great comics and great guys. What was the signal we came up with? Great comic.
Oh, actually good.
Yeah. He's fantastic.
Yes.
Did we plug someone earlier and not do that, though?
Oh, I think we did.
Oh, Luke Bonus is amazing. Luke is actually good.
Does he have a special?
I don't know.
Everyone's got one now. My aunt has a special.
I know.
Sylvia.
It's tough.
All right.
Didn't someone have a special called Not Special? Was that you?
Soder.
Oh, that's right. Anyways, what was I talking about? Oh,
Warren.
So Greg Warren comes in, and we're telling stories. He's a great He's like Henry. He's like Phillips. We're just telling stories and laughing. We're at the diner. And I'm flying to Salt Lake City a night early because I don't like a 5-hour flight followed by 2 shows because that club's Friday, Saturday.
Yes.
I don't want to fly across the country with 2 shows. So I'm flying out Thursday night to be relaxing, get out there a night early, whatever, 6 p.m. flight. And I live 15 minutes from LaGuardia. I'm like, great. I'm going to leave early. I'm going to go early, so I have no stress whatsoever. I'm going to go to the lounge. I'm going to eat a full dinner in the lounge.
Hell yeah.
And just relax, get some work done. So in my head, I'm like, it's also opening day, Red Sox opening day. So I finished with Greg Warren, and we had told a couple stories, and he had just come from LaGuardia. And he's like, they redid it. It's amazing. It's now the best airport. When I lived here, it was a dump. And I'm like, the thing about LaGuardia is that. So we're just talking about LaGuardia. I go back, I'm like, I can watch 3 innings of the Red Sox. I got an hour to kill. I'll still be 3 hours early for my flight.
There we go. Let's play ball.
So feet up, watching the Sox, the whole thing, and I go, all right, I'm going to head over to the airport so I have time to ease my way in, have dinner.
Well, what time's the flight?
Flight's at 6.
And what time's it now?
It's like almost 4.
Okay.
And I live 15 minutes from the airport.
Ah.
So I go, all right. And I'm sitting there going, I don't know what Mark's doing with his life. I don't know how you leave a half hour before the flight. I'm living my life. I'm getting there 2 hours early. I'm going to blow the flight attendant.
All right, Mom.
And I go, let me just check the gate. And then I go, JFK. And I'm better than this. I know you can't go from LaGuardia to Salt Lake City. Denver's as far as you can go from LaGuardia.
Yeah, you got that right.
And
you pulled the Norman.
It was like my feet, I'm shaking. I shit my pants.
You're still ahead of the curve, though.
But the only thing that saved me was that I was planning on going 2 hours early.
I see.
So I type in Google Maps, and it's just a blood red line. It looks like my wife's tampon string. It's just red, dark red. Like the salmon, a capistrano, whatever. I can't think of anything, but it was red.
Red rum.
And I'm like, fuck! So I get the lift, and now instead of just going to that airport that I can see, I can 2 drives I can hit it with a golf ball.
Sure. 4.
Instead, I got to go out there, and it is dead stop traffic. I board at 5:20, and it says 5:08 arrival. And I'm like, this is not me. And I was planning on having dinner and the other thing. And I haven't eaten dinner. I had diner, lunch, but I had a salad because I'm gay.
Moniz?
Yeah, it was Luke-esque. And
Luke-esque.
I've always wanted to be a Luke.
Luke is good.
It's good.
Luke
Rhymes with
list.
puke, I guess, though.
Yeah, true. Puke's
But
a funny
anyways,
word.
it was horrible traffic, and I was dying. And of course, I'm like looking up alternative flights and everything. And there's no flight the next morning. It's all sold out, yada, yada. I was sweating and losing my shit. But you get there, you have the Delta clear and the whatever you call it. Pre-check,
I'm in the
clear.
club.
You scoot through. But it was a literal jog to the airport, and they were already boarding. Like I made it in plenty of time. But, I'm Diamond. I like to get on first.
Sure.
And
you wanted your meal.
I didn't get a meal, and I had to jog to get there. Like, the line was, like, long. So, all good. But that feeling, man, I was
Ain't pretty.
I wanted to kill myself. That's the closest I've come to missing a flight in 10 years.
You kind of, you feel like you take a week off your life with that stress because it's so consuming.
Well, especially because there's nothing more angering than like I was just sitting at home. It wasn't like I was doing a podcast or a shoot went long or I was having sex. I was literally like this.
Exactly.
Literally doing nothing.
Right.
And instead of you had that in my head, I was like, I'm going to be 2 hours early. Instead, I got there 7 minutes early.
Well, you got to be, this is when you got to go, thank God I looked.
Yes.
If I hadn't looked, I wouldn't have made it. Okay, so it sucks I missed the meal, and that's a long flight, too.
It was a long flight. I was starving. And but yeah, if I hadn't been planning to leave early, I would have totally missed the flight.
Well, that's the other thing. And this is a thing. It's like one of those first world, white man, privilege, anal bullshit you can't complain about. But I had a similar thing where I'm like, oh, LaGuardia is so nice. Everybody loves LaGuardia now. It's rejiggered. It's all changed. But I got there, like, I don't know, a month ago, and I was like, I'll get there early, I'll have a meal, and I go, all right, I'm at Terminal B in LaGuardia, and I go, hey, where's the lounge? And she goes, oh, it's under construction, it's new, everything's new. And I was like, no lounge. But you can't go, there's no lounge open, I'm upset, because everybody goes, fuck you queef.
I know.
But I was planning on it.
What were you flying, United?
Yeah.
Yeah, Terminal B. B for boners in the ass.
Yeah, bitch tits.
Yeah.
I got no lounge, and then you're like, all right, I guess I'll go to Sparrow with the fucking plebes.
Ugh. I got fucking no dukes.
Yeah, so it stinks when there's no lounge because you bank on it, and then Silicon Valley Bank, it's gone.
We got to be way over it, right?
You're about 2 minutes. You're an hour, 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, all right.
I've been here since
Adam
1985.
Sandler's album.
Yeah, that's right. Good
What?
quote.
Fucking no dukes.
I got fucking no dukes.
By the way, pre-check is our Freemason. We're in.
That's right.
We got to get a pre-check ring.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. Well, you know what? They give you a card with your Delta status on it to hang on your bag. Oh, that was cute.
Jesus.
There's a little chicken.
That was a little daisy.
I laid an egg.
But I don't put mine on because I don't want people to. I don't want people to think I'm a big shot because I have the diamond. I'm just gonna walk around with diamond on my bag.
Yeah. What are you,
People would
Jewish?
People would be throwing dog shit at my face again.
Hey, right.
But all right, well, we should wrap it up.
You got any dates there, Fatty?
I do. Yeah, I took photos of them and I brought my calendar. Oh, the charger stopped working.
Well, speaking of going to Virginia, these parks, I'm excited. I'm going to Bozeman.
Whoa!
Yeah, I've never been to Montana, so I told my agent. I said, "Hey, before this big tour comes up, give me some weird day because they don't want to put you in a city because then you'll blow your wad and now you can't do a theater there."
Right. I'm gonna sneeze.
Gesundheit. Damn, that was a goofy.
Yeah.
So going to Bozeman, going to Great Falls, going to Dayton, going to Oxnard, going to some weird town, Poughkeepsie. So say hello, call it quits. I'm gay. New material. Go easy on me, and see how the sausage is not funny.
All right, I took photos of my thing here. Side Splitters, May 4th through the 6th. What day is it? I don't even know. April
18th.
Oh, wow. Side Splitters, May 4th through the 6th. Get those tickets. I love that club more than anything in the world. Tempe, Arizona, Tempe Improv, May 11th through the 13th. And then Spokane, June 1st through the 3rd. Isn't this the best feeling? When someone wrote to me the other day, they were like this, hey, come to Spokane. Who do I got to blow to get you to come to Spokane?
Yes.
And then you just write back, June 1st through the 3rd. And they're like, what? Ah!
It worked.
I should have been like me. You're going to blow me, you fucking douche. Mm-hmm. So Spokane, June 1st through the 3rd. I can't imagine there's a ton of people out there, but whatever. Come on out. And then Columbus, June 16th through 17th. That's a makeup date that they canceled, not me. And so come to that. And, subscribe to the YouTube. The special will be out someday. I don't know. Special needs.
And the Patreon is cooking. We got the best Patreon in the goddamn Central America.
It was me.
What was that noise?
Me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it scared the hell out of me.
We got a hell of a Patreon. Best one in the country. Check it out. Give it a goog. Chuck, what do you got there, Fatty?
If you want to listen to my podcast, Fun Bearable, we just had Casey Jost on.
Woo!
Big get.
Nice
Yeah,
get.
he's the director of Impractical Jokers. Used to be like the main writer, but now he did that, and he just wrote a new Ninja Turtles movie with Colin Jost. He and Colin are the writers.
Is that out there?
They reported on it a while back.
Okay.
But it's not. He's never talked about it in public, and we go through the whole thing about how he wrote it. It's the next live action one. So Seth Rogen made the one coming out in August, and then the next live action one is by Colin Jost and Casey Jost, and they're working on it right now.
That one bombed, so this might be the redemption.
Well, no, that's coming out in August. The new one.
Got it.
The new one. So.
Okay.
All right, Rogan.
Yeah, I don't know if they have like a feud, the Josts and the Rogan.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Jews.
Wow.
But yeah, Casey's awesome. He's super funny, and check it out, funbearablepod.com.
Another one of those Staten Island comedies. It's Sal, Jost, Pete,
Yeah.
Pepitone,
JF
Harris.
Yeah, the Jokers are all Staten Island-y.
Yeah.
You know?
How about that?
Casey Jost is the
Christine
one.
lives there. So the next generation is
That's right.
Yes.
coming.
Jost is the one who told me to move to Staten Island when I moved here.
Big
How do
mistake.
you like it?
I love how comfortable it is. I could have 20 people come over. I have a huge apartment and it's awesome. Like Brad and Ray from my podcast came up and stayed all weekend.
Is that Verrazano raping you?
You get like a specific Easy Pass plan. But the thing is, it's not really like a social life for me. It's all families around me. That's what sucks about it. It's like I date people from like other, boroughs, other states. You know what I mean?
Joe
It's crazy.
Yeah. Could meet a horny housewife out there, maybe.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm thinking
nice.
about it.
All right. Well,
Haircut.
you're a fairy. All right, check it out. Tuesday, we love you. Comedy.